Hello! So if you are seeing this video, you most likely got your starter kit from Saint Beauty. So you got 4 shades, this beautiful tin or compact, and a brush. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to apply your 4 shades. Right here I have my contour. I have my main highlight, which looks most like my skin tone. I have a shade that's brighter, which is going to act as your concealer. And then I most likely recommended a lip and cheek for you. So you'll see they come in this beautiful tin. You're just going to slide out the colors and pop them right into your compact like this. So it's just going to set right in there. Both are magnetic, so they're not going anywhere. You can organize this however you want. I'm just going to show you how I do it. I always start with my contour, and then I'll go into my main highlight, which is the shade that's closest to your skin tone. Then I go into your concealer shade or your brightener shade, and then I finish off with my lip and cheek. So this is how I set out my 4 compact. I have my 1 brush here, and I'm just going to show you how simple it is to apply everything. So I'm going to use the tapered side of this brush. Other brushes I usually recommend would be the detail brush. It's going to have a similar structure. It's going to have a more flat end over here and a smaller side on this end. It's going to be the same side if that's what we're working with, okay? So I'm going to use the tapered end or your smaller end, and I'm just going to wipe a few swipes into my contour. You don't need much, just enough to kind of dust that brush with a little bit of color. And then you're going to find your cheekbone. So you can see that I have this natural shadow already here. We're just going to enhance that. So find your cheekbone. And we're just going to hug that bone, and I'm not going to go past my pupil. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to go around my hairline. So I'm going to go from temple to temple along the hairline. And this is your basic hack. This is a highlight and contour, the most basic. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier than you would just to show in the video. You'll start seeing that I'm getting myself a little dimension along my forehead here, which is what we want to create because we're not one flat layer. So we're adding dimensions, lightness, shadows, brightness, all that stuff is going to create that 3D look on your face. And then I'm just going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm just going to run this along the jawline. And this is just going to kind of snatch that jawline back and create a thinner line. This is optional, but I like to say that this is where you're going to contour. It's going to kind of create a 3 or an E on the outside of your face. And that is it. And now we're going to use the same side, and I'm going to swipe into my main highlight here. A little bit goes a long way. Remember that when you're applying, take the littlest amount, and then you can always add more as you go, but you really want to start with applying just a small amount where you need it. It's highly, highly pigmented, so it's going to cover with just a little bit of product. Your main highlight tin should last you about 3 to 4 months. Your contour tin should last you about 4 to 6 months. Your brightener shades should last you about 4 to 6 months. And then your lip and cheek, oops, wrong one. Your lip and cheek should last you up to a year, depending on how often you use it. So I'm just applying this. See where my contour is? It ends kind of right about here. I'm going to take my my main highlight shade, and I'm just going to run that just below it. And as you can see, I left out under my eyes, I left out the center of my face because I'm going to bring that brighter shade into those areas. So now I'm going to go right in, same side again, into my brighter shade. And I'm going to pop this right here. And I'm going to kind of wisp it along the edge here. And I'm just going to keep this up and angled towards my temple. My temple's here. So it's kind of the lines that we're drawing, because as we're doing that, it's going to create a lifting effect, and it's going to make us look youthful and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to blend this out, and when I'm blending underneath my eyes, I'm kind of doing a tapping motion instead of a swiping. So when you tap it, it's going to tap into place, and it's not going to go anywhere. We're not moving anything, and we're not tugging at our skin. That's usually a little looser underneath our eyes. Okay, and then I'm going to take that brighter shade again, just a little bit. I'm going to tap it between my eyebrows, and I'm going to run it down my nose. And anywhere else, I like to add just a tad more brightness. So adding the brightener is going to act as your concealer, but it's also going to give the attention to your eyes instead of the areas that we're trying to cover up. So most likely your eyes is where you want to draw the most attention. So that's where the shade is going to be placed. Okay, and then we can switch over to this side, which is the more fluffy side of your brush, and we can start blending this out just a tad. So again, when I'm blending, I'm not running the brush out and like swiping. I'm going to be doing a pushing, tapping motion, or even a little bit of a circular motion And that's gonna blend it right into place, because where we place these colors is where we want the colors. So if you're swiping them or moving them too far, you're gonna ruin the placement. And then with the contour, a key is just to kind of push the contour upwards instead of dragging it down, because again, this is gonna create a lift. So we wanna make sure those lines are staying put. If we start dragging these lines down, they're gonna start drooping our face down. And then I'm just going to merge the main highlight into my contour here again. And a little bit of blending goes a long way. You don't need to do much product. You don't need to do much blending. The brushes pretty much do the work for you. So everything is blended. It was that quick and easy. Now I'm just gonna go into this shade, which is my lip and cheek shade. And I'm just gonna add a little bit goes a long way. And I'm gonna smile, find the apples on my cheeks, and I can either place it here or I can go just slightly behind that. I like to just go a little bit behind, place the main color, the pigment right there, and then I'll bounce it back and forth. See that contour? I'm just placing it right above that. I'll bounce it back and forth and then bring it into the apple. That way all the pigment's not in the apple of my cheek. So I'm just bouncing. Our lip and cheeks are super pigmented too, so they're buildable. And a lot of product, you don't need much product. So I'm gonna use my finger to apply it to my lip here. So I'm just going in with a little bit. And that's it. So you just did your first application with Seint Beauty. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I hope you guys have a great time with your new makeup, and thank you for watching.